Good Friday afternoon, church. Pastor David here with your weekly announcements. The first announcement that I have for you is that due to the governor's order that came out during this week, actually, the church has decided, and the bishop has kind of sent out some guidance stating that all in-person worship for the month of July is going to continue to be suspended. We will not be meeting in person during the month of July. Instead, what we will continue to do is we will continue to worship the way that we have been for the last couple of months. We will continue worshiping online. We will continue with our drive-in church. And this Sunday, I believe we're going to go ahead and just make it wide open from here on out to do our outdoor worship church. I think there might be one Sunday in which I'm on vacation, but we'll talk about that later. That's near the end of July. But for right now, we're going to continue with our online worship at facebook.com, Stony Knoll UMC, facebook.com/Stony Knoll UMC, or on our YouTube channel. YouTube, search for East Bend Charge. So you can go there and find our online streaming service there. All of those services begin at 9 a.m. And if you really would like to kind of have more of an in-person experience, even though we're still going to be socially distanced, come on out to East Bend United Methodist Church here in Main Street here in East Bend, North Carolina. And at 9 a.m. Sunday morning, sit down underneath the big oak tree. We'll have a speaker set up for those that want to do outdoor worship. If you want to stay in your cars because it's hot and you want to keep the air conditioning on, tune your radios to 90.1 on the FM dial, and we will have you covered. All right, so there's that. Also, if you'd like to have a bulletin, a worship bulletin, you can go to stonyknollumc.org and you can click on the worship tab and download that bulletin. What I've also done is I've sent out an email this past week. So all those folks who are signing up for our emails, I have sent you all of the weekly announcements in an email format so you can read through them as well. So you'll have multiple ways of being able to receive these announcements going forward, ways that we can stay in contact with one another. So if you haven't signed up for our email yet, make sure that you do so. And if you have any problems with it, let me know. I can override. I found a way to override some of the settings, and so I can kind of manually insert you into the list should I need to do that. Okay, little free pantry. I know that I mentioned Jack, and I know that I mentioned Jimmy last week, but also found out this past week that Phil Curry offered a big hand in getting that established and set for us up there at East Bend. So if you see Mr. Phil around somewhere, offer him your gratitude and thanks for putting up that little free pantry and helping set all that. It is wonderful to have that in the community. I know that it's being used. I've gone by there and noticed things are being removed from the box, so we know that it's being used by folks. So if you come to worship on Sunday, bring some stuff for the pantry. Please bring things out for the pantry, and let's keep it stocked for those folks that need it, especially during these difficult times. All right, I got another announcement for something very special. Next Sunday, Sunday, July 5th, the 5th of July, which will be the first Sunday of the month of July, we will have our normal online worship, normal outdoor worship, normal drive-in worship. But at the conclusion of the online service, we will then move into a time of communion for those that are present. I have prepackaged communion elements. They finally came in. I ordered them like 2 months ago, but they finally came in. We've got them. So what we're going to do is we'll do our communion liturgy at the end of the service, and then I will proceed to walk over to the cars, and as you drive by or leave the premises, I will hand you the elements and offer you a small prayer, an individual prayer for each car. So keep that in mind. Sunday, July 5th, 9 a.m. at the conclusion of worship, drive-through communion service with prepackaged elements, so you don't have to worry about any kind of contamination whatsoever. So please keep that in mind. That's going to be really something special, because one of the things I've missed during this time has been communion. So I hope you've missed it as well. Lastly, I would really like to thank everybody who has kept up their offerings during this unprecedented time. And I know that now that we're kind of moving to doing the online worship and stuff like that and doing the drive-in worship, since we've kind of made some of those switches, I know that the internet feeds have been kind of spotty. It's because we're right at the edge of our signal. It's really difficult to do that. So we're either going to have to make some changes, drastic changes, or what we could do, I've talked to our friends down here at Audiovisual Unlimited, our local audiovisual experts, and they have recommended that we purchase some equipment. And in purchasing that equipment, we would be able to keep everything exactly the way that it is, but really improve the quality of the feed. In other words, there would be no more lag times. There would be no more fall-offs. We would be using an actual studio. I could have videos sent in for music. I could have all kinds of things put in. That equipment costs around $2,000. Now, I know that we are in the middle of a pandemic. I know that our offering is off, so I'm not going to specifically ask folks or ask our church councils to approve a 60-40 split. I don't know that that would necessarily work well. However, what I am asking is that if you're watching this video, if you've been into any of our worship services and you would like to contribute to this cause of upgrading our equipment, of us being able to then move our services more online, even permanently once this time of pandemic is done, because any of the equipment that we purchase now could absolutely be used later when we move things later. So we're just buying the very basic building blocks now, and then we'll be adding more things later. So if you would like to help with that, like I said, it's about $2,000. If you would, you could just write out a check to the church or make an online donation, however you want to do it. But in the memo part of that, I'd like for you to put this down. I would like for you to put down upgrading or online worship. Upgrading online worship or online worship. Just online worship as a memo, and I'll know that you were to take those funds and to use those funds specifically for upgrading the equipment that we use for online worship. Because right now, basically, I'm doing everything through my cell phone. It works fine in getting some of the basics out, but we're kind of at a point where we need to make some changes. We either need to go to 2 services where we do a fully online service and then a drive-in service, or we need to, because I don't know that we can continue doing both at the same time, or what we need to do is just upgrade our equipment, and then we can continue to do both at the same time. So hopefully that is something that's of interest to you. If you would like to partner with us on that, please, you can donate through PayPal. You can donate through the online button. You can just add us through your online bill pay. However you want to do any of this, we would appreciate any and all of your help in helping us to reach more people. And the reason why I want to share with you is this. Since we started moving everything to online worship, now the numbers were kind of small in the beginning, but they've grown steadily since then. Right now, there's a lot of different numbers that you see on the little videos that you see online. You get views, and then you get engagements. Engagements means that that's a person who actually engaged with your video. They clicked on it, and they watched it for a particular period of time. Those are the numbers that I'm going by. Like the views, those views numbers are always going to be really high. In fact, our views over the last 6 weeks have been averaging somewhere around 500. We've been averaging somewhere between 500 and 600 people viewing our worship service online. But the actual number of people that are engaging with that is considerably less. And that's typical of most of your online media. But we are still having around 300. The exact number is 298. So 298 people every single week are clicking on our worship services and then watching them for a substantial period of time. Folks, God is opening up such a door for us to be able to move worship in ways that we never really imagined. I never imagined moving this way. I never imagined serving doing this. But here we are. And now I'd like for us to take the next step. I'd like for us to move. When God opens a door, I want to walk through it. I don't want to step back. So help us walk through this door that God is opening for us. If you'd like to contribute, please, in the memo line, just put internet upgrades. Internet upgrades. And we will take it from there. And as soon as we get $2,000, I'll go back to Mr. Jeff Matthews down here at Audio Video, grab our equipment and bring it down here, and he can walk through me how to set it all up, and we'll be up and running in no time. So anyway, I hope that you're staying safe. I hope that you are feeling connected. If you're having any kind of problems or prayer requests or anything, please see me. Shoot me a call, give me a text, whatever. I'd love to hear from you. I talk to several folks throughout the week, but I'd love to talk to some more of you. So reach out. I would appreciate it. Blessings to you. I love you. I miss you guys. I hope to see you soon. And remember, Sunday morning, 9 a.m. in the parking lot at East Bend United Methodist Church, or under the oak tree, or online, we'll have worship at 9 a.m. going live. I hope to see you then. Thanks. Have a great day.